Welcome to the Squad Games Podcast. Squad Games Podcast.
I got tons of hot takes tonight.
He's got takes.
I do.
The internet has takes recently.
I got rather agitated at one of my recently. Rather agitated. So don't forget to jump onto Twitch to help support the show and not just listen to and watch Giacomo's face here. We will be doing this over on Twitch, but we will ask you to put your hot takes in this chat, right? And Matt, I was going to call you today, but things got.
He was agitated.
I was going to well, I wasn't agitated today. I was agitated yesterday. So yeah. Oh, looks like we got a bunch of people in here. We got JSL. Yeah. We got Frenchie. We got Wolfkin, Maximo, Matt H. What's up, Matt H? Matthew Howell. We got a thing to talk about. Well, something.
Put it in the hot takes.
Well, I got something. I don't. He's going to want to be around because he saw me get agitated. He did. He saw me get agitated. He didn't respond to my agitation, but he was in the chat. We got Jesse. We got Cactus Cakes. We got Sheldon. Sheldon's back. We are live on Twitch currently.
I'm waiting for those food pics, Sheldon.
He posted them.
The food pics? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Did I miss that? I don't know if I didn't see them.
Giacomo's looks like a little bit of a potato can, but that's all right. It's mainly because I have to blow Giacomo's image up so large. He's quite the small image.
Small box.
Small box. Cool. That salmon looked fantastic. It sure did. I'm
gonna look at it then.
Yeah. This is Discord chat, not the Twitch chat currently. So, yeah. It should be good though. We're gonna be doing a lot of talks. Oh, I think even Sean was in the chat that I got highly agitated.
Yep, there it is. I see the food. That does look pretty good.
Yeah. So should be good tonight though. We're gonna maybe I should just start it off with the hot take,
Start it off with a hot take here. That's what the people are here for.
Yeah. So we have 10 people in Discord. For anyone who watches this episode, go ahead and check out our Discord when we do these. We take our Discord members live and we prioritize our patrons where we can. But that we're running it live on Twitch, so don't forget to interact and like the stream here. Yeah, it should be a fun time. So, Giacomo, I already called you and I prefaced this conversation. In fact, I just complained about this situation before we even had this call.
You did. Yes.
I just had an amazing time. For a little weekend vacation, I went out to the Living Desert, which I highly recommend to anyone who has not gone to that. The Living Desert is this amazing, living zoo where you get to feed giraffes by hand. 100% worth it. They have bees the size of cars and stuff. Crazy. I got within 6 inches. Of course, there was glass next to a cheetah. I got to feed a giraffe by hand. I got within 1 foot of a prairie dog because there's other places that you walk into this living museum thing, right? That's sorry, this is not Kill Team. Sorry, it's my life. You could walk up to prairie dogs and they're half of their enclosures are just open. So you just, there's no fence between you and the animals. It's absolutely incredible. If anyone goes to Palm Springs or near Palm Springs in the future, maybe next year, you should check out the Living Zoo. After that, I got agitated. The next day I took this tram ride up 5,000 feet up this mountain into this incredible view. It was an amazing time. But let's get to the story. Let's stop talking about Dakotah's life.
Give us the story.
I was just reading a hot take.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing them here.
I don't know if I can. I wonder if I can bring this up,
You can copy the image if it's the one you're looking at.
Yeah, but how do I put that on the stream?
you can drop it somewhere in, I think. That I'm not 100% sure. Or as like
That's
your
fair.
desktop. Put it as a desktop thing.
I have an easy answer to that, Jesse, but I do like the hot take. Okay. So, I have miniatures. I could just pull it out, you know? I could.
Good.
All right. So, our first hot take is I have been talking to Can You Roll a Crit, and if this gains more traction, I might have to do a podcast episode with Cyrek. But apparently, there are people in the UK that are banning or wanting to ban Murderwing.
What is the take, that you don't want them to do that, or that they should?
My take is that, well, I think the take is people want to ban Murderwing. Right?
Because of its strength.
I think it's dumb. Like, why ban Murderwing when Wolf Scouts and Canoptic exist?
Yeah. I also wouldn't want to ban them because they literally just came out this weekend. I don't know why they would ban them. Like, I think people are just adjusting to the new rules. Maybe I know they're broken. Like, I'm not going to disagree and say they're not broken, because they're absolutely broken. But at the same time, like, some people will figure out how to beat them.
In this chat, people were arguing that, like, the argument should have been like, oh, we should have banned Wolf Scouts too. I'm like, what about XV26 Batasuits? To me, it's not a logical argument when you're putting your bias on display. Like, I'm going to ban this team because this team is more broken. Well, I think the ladies are also very, very strong, To me, it's a much more logical argument if we're going to have logical arguments or hot takes in general, right? I know it was a hot take because it agitated me, right? If we're here saying, hey, we should ban all new teams for 6 months competitively, right? Like, that is... But I'm saying that's more of a logical thing, because people are saying, like, they're sick of the balance. They're sick that these teams release broken and then they don't get fixed for 6 months and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, well, if everyone bans them, then the theory is that Games Workshop is going to know that they're broken because all these people are banning them, and then they're going to fix them. How are they going to fix them if they don't have any data on how they're winning? Like, are they winning because of the kill op? Are they winning because of the primaries? Are they like what are we talking about? Are they actually broken, or is it just people being angry? I don't know why. Like, it's not an argument to just ban a team. If we were going to ban a team, it should have been Colts, and we should have done this a long time ago when the Raveners first came up, the Ravagers, because I talked with many people about banning Thelgor Ravagers.
I remember
This is when I was on the train of wanting to ban teams, and I feel like a bunch of TOs go through this. I went through it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to ban some teams. Like, this is some bullshit. Why are they releasing teams that can't die? You know what I mean? And guess what? They were really broken. And the next month later, Colts came out, and they were no longer broken because the Colts exist. And then Commandos existed after that. And they're like, oh, Commandos beat Colts. Oh, they didn't. Like, it was quite silly. It was quite silly. And I think that's part of the problem with TOs and wanting to ban these teams is, it's absolutely, I think, ridiculous to just straight up just go out and just start banning people, or banning teams. So
yeah, like, give it some time. Like, if it became like, if Wolf Scouts getting nerfs and they still were just destroying, then sure, then maybe you could have an argument. Now it's a problem, but you got to give it some time.
Absolutely. So, and fellas and ladies, don't forget to join the Twitch and watch the Twitch stream, because currently we have 0 viewers. I know everyone's listening in our Discord rather than in the Twitch, but you get to see our beautiful faces, and you get to type little messages that appear on stream, right? Okay. There we go. Thank you, Sean. Oh, you're on. Okay, never mind. Well, Twitch, I apologize, everyone. I'm sorry. The stream manager is telling me that there are no viewers in chat. Obviously, I'm wrong. Thank you, Aiden, Matt, Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, the manager's not always up to date. You got to refresh it every now and then because it doesn't.
Do you
go
really
right
have
away.
to refresh it? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't automatically do it all the time. It takes a little bit. So if you want like absolute numbers, you refresh.
Okay, well, there you go. I did not know this. So
It's all right.
Giacomo, I know that I talked a lot about banning that team, and then I just firmly came to the conclusion that it is not the TO's responsibility to fix things. Now, I will admit I'm a hypocrite on something. When this edition was going to January, I did a little hot fix myself, and luckily I got a few things very similar to how they released like 2 weeks later, right? Because the game was in dire straits, right? But that shouldn't be our job. That's not our job.
The fixes weren't like damning either. It wasn't like we're getting rid of a whole thing, that. This would have been getting rid of a whole team. Like imagine you just, spent your hard-earned money, bought the team, and then someone tells you can't bring that here, go home.
Yeah.
And you don't get a refund on your ticket or something.
Or for that LVO, I was like, you can't play Legionaries and you can't play Warp Coven. That's ridiculous. They were super broken. But we had 160 people come to the event and still play. I mean, half the people in the chat were there, right?
Yeah.
Disregarding Dice says Murderwing should be banned for 3 reasons. 1, they're easier to play than CCs on release. I don't know what CCs are. And 2, NM is game-breaking rule. Okay, that's one of the things. I understand that. Yes, I understand it's game-breaking. Boost does not fly, and it's a game-breaking rule. Chaos Cults. Oh, Chaos Cults. They're easier to play than Chaos Cults on release? I don't think so. I think Chaos Cults had too many models, and they would just run over people. I remember that era quite a lot. And if you want to ban Murderwing, as a TO, go for it. Go for it. No one's going to stop you. I just think it's very much the wrong move. It is not our responsibility as TOs to dictate the pace of the game. If Games Workshop wants to kill the game, that's on them. We're here to facilitate the game as is. Plain and simple. If there is something that's absolutely broken, right, I think that the community can come together and fix it, right? But that is not my responsibility. It's not yours. Here's the thing. The best fix for Murderwing? Run your entire event on Galadark. They're fixed. Run the entire event on Tomb World. They're fixed. They are not as broken on those,
Yep.
So if you're like, hey, we're just going to start running Galadark events, because this team is broken. Okay, well, guess what? Games Workshop's then going to buff the team because they're not that good on Galadark. They're not that good on Tomb World. And they're not going to have a high win rate. So you're in a lose-lose situation. From what we've seen from Games Workshop, how they balance teams in general, right, is through data. If we don't give them data, they don't know how to balance them.
It's easy as that. So, let people play it. There's going to be a time where it's just, they're strong, but maybe they'll get tuned, right? They'll get retuned and figured out. Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Yeah. Sorry. I got pretty agitated, pretty agitated.
I can tell.
Yeah. How are we this far into the edition and the climb, the ladder is still confusing? It should be simple.
You think climb would be, but that's still broken to this day.
I'm actually going to make a video completely on climb. I actually recorded a video literally right before I went to set up for our event this weekend, but I want to re-record it because I don't think I did as good of a job as I could have. So expect that video to come out this week on how climb works and how it works across multiple pieces of terrain, because I have a whole game map literally right here with models and terrain still showing like, oh, what happens if you do this and this and that and this, so yeah.
Ready for the first hot take?
Yeah, we're ready for the first hot take. Who we bring?
Ready to cool you down with this hot take?
No, I don't, dude. I haven't even looked at the hot take chat. I'm just looking at Twitch chat.
It's all right. We have the first one.
This is your goal. This is you bring in the hot takes so I can be surprised, so I don't get too agitated.
All right. Well, our first one. This one is coming from Mr. Zen Dude. So we can bring him up if he's ready. If he has a mic. Otherwise, we will read his hot take. That's up to them. And this one I kind of agree with, but I've come around to it. Like I've just accepted it. I've accepted it.
Okay. Well, how do we? Do you want to invite him or have him put up his hand so we can?
Yes,
so we
please
can
raise your hand if you're ready to speak, Mr. Jesse.
I love you, Zach. Just know, I'm not throwing shots. I'm not throwing shots. I like your hot takes. I just get agitated easily.
All right. He says give him 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. Let's pull on a different one.
We'll pull on a different one in the
afterwards.
meantime. Yes, we'll pull him right after. All right. I'm looking for the next one. We got a lot of stuff here. All right. This one's coming from Zach.
Okay. So we just have one from Zach.
Oh, actually, Jesse's ready now.
Jesse's ready. And Zach, you'll be up next. All right.
We promise. So we're going to invite him to speak right now.
All right. We're inviting him. Oh, goodness.
Howdy.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Hey. Yes, we
Give
can
me
hear
a
you
second.
clearly.
I got to
Nice.
fix Giacomo's camera.
It's
Give me
probably
There you go.
up around.
Give me 1 second. I don't know why that happened. Maybe I can do this.
Because a new face jumped in on the one.
Yeah,
where
a
you
new
kicked
face.
from.
But this didn't happen before, right?
I think it's because
So-
you're taking a different feed from before, so this could be different. That's my guess.
I think I'm going to do this, and then I have to make your face bigger. Give me 1 second, everyone, as we work through this live technical difficulty.
Nope. And my camera doesn't want to be read by Discord, so I was trying to turn it on.
That's all right.
Don't worry about it. We don't have cameras for guests.
We got your beautiful voice.
Oh, that's good.
That's what
Yes.
matters.
Perfect.
Yes. All right. So once we're settled, we'll have you read your hot take, and then tell us where you're from. Even though I'm sure a majority of people here might know, you don't have to tell them like your whole address, but just the general place you play.
I mean, you could if you want.
I mean, do I get my social too?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's more fun this way.
It is more fun this way. All right, brother. We are ready for you to give us your hot take.
All right, so cool. So I put a picture in the chat, but basically my picture is one of my Deathwing slightly behind a Volcus wall. How is that conceal? I don't agree how that is basically like how does that count as cover? And my sort of and my analogy was if I'm on the field of fire and my foot is behind a wall, I'm still getting shot in the head. So how does that make sense? In this game,
Sure.
I've also been learning 40K lately, and we don't have anything like that in 40K, as far as I'm aware. Now, granted, I'm really new to 40K.
No, you have different problems.
You have different problems.
Yeah.
You have Kool-Aid Man through walls problems.
Yes, you
Okay.
do.
So I think it's really simple because I believe the base kind of indicates where a model would be. I highly doubt in the 41st millennium that all the operatives would just be in static poses and not moving, right? So I think the base kind of indicates where an operative could be, and most of them are just posed in static, really cool poses. So when a model is just clipping the edge, I would think that model is probably, you know what I mean? Like against the wall, you know what I mean? Like, because obviously we're not playing a game where Space Marines aren't actually pointing their bolters and they're just pointing them at the ground. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's, I think, how we answer that question. What do you think, G?
All right. That is the physical if this was real life. In game state, the base is how it determines it, which also kind of just goes back to what we said before. It's way harder to make it figured out because I used to complain about this exact thing all the time on what was the old terrain, Octarius terrain, where you'd have a little part just stick out and you go, I'm in cover. And it's that's legitimately a rule. And it's just, well, it's a way to make the game easier. Otherwise, there's just more factors in a game that already has a lot of things that you got to remember. It's unfortunate. You just got to deal with it. I agree with your take. I don't like it. It's just it's a reality of the game.
Boo. I think
2 to 3. 2 to 3.
I think we're playing a game, right? And I think that a game must have rules, you know? And if you're like,
Mhm.
oh, well, my toe is sticking behind this bolt, because if you're going to make it like true line of sight, or if it's like, or if you're like, how do you make a rule where you're like 50% of the model must be
Mhm.
behind cover visually in order for this model to be in cover, you know? And then you're like, all right, well, my Ratling is really small and he's always in cover, you know, no one can see him, but my Ogren is never in cover because he's ginormous,
Right, more
you know?
than 50%.
And it's like, okay, and then on top of that, what is 50%? You know, is that
Mhm.
just like, then we're gonna have to define legs. We already have problems in Kill Team defining by timing definitions, you know, like when does this trigger on this thing, on this happen on this thing, you know, like only like certain TOs in certain parts of the countries probably know the answer to half of those questions. So I think it is just a game.
Yep, you just got to take it as the rules, and that's unfortunate. And you know, your some opponent, and I'm going to do this to you next time we play, so that way we could just.
Not wrong.
Yeah, it's just a thing you got to deal with, and it's unfortunate.
Mhm.
I know. It's just always something since I've been playing this game about the last year or so. I've just have not been able to wrap my head around. And especially now that I've been learning 40K and we're dealing with things like the footprints, it just makes even less sense to me now. But I mean, at a certain point, you know, you just kind of have to throw in the towel and not fight it because it's just how it is. But I've always just maybe been curious.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Hopefully, we could absolve you, make you feel better about the way you feel about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right,
Cool.
brother.
That's all I had.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We're gonna pull on the next guest here.
All right,
do you
gents,
have the
have a
next
good one.
guest?
We sure do.
See you
Zach
later.
DW, raise your hand if you're ready. Jesse, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Again, Zach, if you are ready, please raise your hand and we'll bring you on for your take. All right, here we go. I'm gonna bring you on right now. You've been invited to speak.
Why, hello there.
Hello. Thank you.
You
for joining
sound like
us.
a robot, Zach, because you have two mics coming in, so you know.
How's that?
This man can afford 2 mics. That's pretty cool.
Wow, that's incredible. could be like a laptop mic and like the other mic, you know, or maybe Zach is just a robot.
That's how he knows how to play the game.
Any better?
That's
Yes.
better.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me know if it gets worse. Hey, y'all.
So-
How's it going?
Hi. Good. Where are you from, Zach?
Yeah, so I'm up in Seattle. I run Disregarding Dice, and I play a lot of Kill Team up here in the Pacific Northwest.
Amazing.
We love it.
Yeah, thanks for calling. And what's your hot take? The only hot take I've seen so far was Jesse's. I haven't looked at my other screen.
Okay, yeah. Which hot take? I've put in 2. Which one should I do?
Let's do the first one in order. How far
Let's
into
do the
this
first
edition?
one, and then
Yeah.
we'll pull you back on.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is actually kind of wild, to be perfectly honest. I think ladders have been such a crazy source of contention for such an easy equipment. It really, like, all right, I'm gonna lean into the hot takedness here. It's
Okay.
ridiculous that ladders are this confusing this far in. It's also ridiculous how many people
But how
will
are
argue against ladder value when they replace crack grenades. I am so tired of people talking about how, like, well, ladders might be too good. That you could get a crack grenade, man, and you'll get 2 ladders on 2 parts of the, like, they should be good. Just let them, you go up the ladder. Okay, there you
So
go.
what-
That's my first thought.
So what is contentious about ladders? I would like to.
Okay.
I would like to understand.
Okay. First, the rules are just so obviously vague, and when they started, we're just going to start from the beginning of the edition, and we're gonna go up. Okay. First thing contentious about ladders is it didn't make any sense because it said climb, but there's a climb up or down. We didn't know if we could climb up. We didn't know if we can climb down. But then also, depending on the interpretation of ladders, you don't know when the climb ends. Just the vagueness of the rules, right? Like maybe you have decided how they should be played, but when you read it raw, like especially the first iteration, and there are other problems with the second iteration as well, but when you end a ladder climb, you start climbing again. And this resulted in crazy, completely acceptably raw interpretations of ladders, where if you were to climb the ruins on Vulcus, they would save you 1 inch of climb.
Mhm.
And people would just stand there and be like, yeah, obviously this equipment you could take instead of a crack grenade or faction equipment was obviously intended to only save you 1 inch of climbing. It's just wild, dude. Yeah, and then like now you have to end your climb within engagement range, but you can't start from the other side, and that's not even spelled out really well in the rules. I know, exactly. Yeah,
it does not say that. I don't. So there's a lot of people who think that you cannot start climbing from a ladder from the other side of the wall, and that's just completely incorrect. And we've gotten a data slate. They did not fix it, so it seems to be intentional. You can start a climb from the opposite side of a Volcus wall that is less than 2 inches because you do not have control range. It's
Sir, this is
very
such a great example, because I like, without getting into details, I'll just say there have been some very large events held on the east coast of the country where maybe TOs didn't agree, right? Like, this is crazy, dude.
What event? What event?
Worlds, like some rulings where you couldn't climb from the other side with a ladder.
That's new information to me, Zach. That's very new information to me.
Would you say it's hot? Would you say we're spicy now?
I would say that is a spicy thing, and that I had no idea. Yeah. You know,
that's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
I would say that's interesting. Was there any other weird climb things that happened at Worlds?
I mean, climb is weird, period. I think we could get into, like, this goes off into a bunch of different directions because the rules are so opaque and lame. By the way, the fact you literally, I assume, filmed a video and you're like, no, I only showed everyone exactly how to do it, but it's still confusing. I got to refilm it. I don't know, man. It doesn't build a lot of confidence with how easy climb is.
So I will tell you, I think so. There is a lot of there's a lot of issues with the current edition with climb currently. I think that climb is fine and it works normally when you're climbing one piece of terrain. I think that the ladder one, I think, is very clear now. Sure, there is some contention when some people think that you shouldn't be able to be climbing from another side of the wall. That is incorrect. Currently, you can, and that is just raw. And there's nothing like, I'm sorry, if a Space Marine can reach up and touch the ladder at the top, why can't he climb it? You know, if he's within control range of his base to the other side, and then the wall doesn't count for control range, he should be able to. I don't care. It's that simple. I think where things get interesting with climb, and I'll leave it for this, right, is when you climb multiple pieces of terrain and your base cannot legally drop at all, right? And the question is what happens? Because when you look at climb, right, and I've studied this has vexed me for a very long time without having to reveal my entire video. And the reason why I actually am refilming it is because I didn't like the intro of my video where I start off like just explaining climb and what is this and what is that. I would much rather start the video with that question, right? How do you climb multiple pieces of terrain when your base
the easiest thing?
Where your base does not have a legal place to land, right? So, like the three answers, the three questions are: would you continue your climb as normal, right? Would you not be able to complete the climb, or would you have to pay multiple climbs, right? That is the question. Then the rules are unclear because currently the core rules do not say so. I would say wholeheartedly. But I think I have come to such a clear, like, thing of climb, right? Like, I don't know, my mind has unfogged, and I think I have a very strong understanding of how climb currently is because I have wrestled with this since November, right? Of how climb actually works. And it's vexed me for far too long. And I have finally come to a conclusion where I am happy. Whether it's broken or not, that's for other people to decide, right? That's for Games Workshop to decide. But I think I have a clear understanding of what it is. But I do think that ladders, while contentious, and I think your hot take is very valid, while contentious, I would say it is not. I think that the rules as written is very clear that you can start a climb from another side of the wall.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's just one. Sorry, dude. The thing is, it's like a minefield because there's so many problems. I would say maybe let's phrase it like this: the climb rule paired with the ladder rule are so vague as to be effectively not very possible to find a clear rule. I've had people who TO in different regions say that you couldn't climb drop if you don't end within control range of the ladder. Because like, well, you have to end your climb. Like imagine you go over something that's 2 inches. You go up and down for 1, right? Or it's 2.1. You get the idea. And they're like, well, you can't because then you can't see the ladder because you're not in control range. It's like, wait, no, don't you end the climb at the end of, let's assume you're climbing, a wall.
Unless
It's like, don't you end there? And they're like, well, you have to end in a place where you can be placed. So technically you couldn't ever. Anyways, yeah.
No, I agree, but I think there's rules as written. There's a rules as written argument. Sorry, I'm going to spoil part of the video. I think there's a rules as written. Marty, thank you. Wow, a 10-month subscriber. Thank you, Marty. You are
10 months. Thank you.
Wow, what a guy. This guy. Thank you, Marty. Big heart from California.
Shout out to Marty.
Shout out to Marty. So I think without like ruining, 100% ruining it, I think there is a raw argument for climbing down, right? Because with the climb rule, it only specifies vertical distance, and vertical can be measured up or down. But there is a rule in Kill Team that specifies drop. It is a rule for coming off of terrain. And I don't think that one rule should be superseding the other because of the rule of, because of a Webster's Dinglish. Oh, Jesus. A Webster's dictionary definition, when Kill Team a lot of the time uses different dictionary words for some reason, sure. Right? So I think that since there is a rule that specifies that when you drop off of terrain, I think that should 100% now this is a hot take, supersede a climb and climbing down, because climb as written, you can climb down. You can, but rules as intended, rules as reasonable, 100%. If you try to climb down at my events, I'm going to slap you with a ruler. You know, a little hand slap, a little hand slap. Nope, don't do that.
I think.
Nope.
No, that's fine. I'll grant it, and I'll also think. I just think ladders are supposed to be here. Ladders supposed to be good, dude. Maybe equipment that spins an equipment thing is supposed to be good. You know, maybe it says you can climb ladders. Maybe it means climb and drop down. I don't know. Like they're so bad. Ladders are so bad, and they've been so bad. All right. I think that's pretty much that's my hot take. There you go.
That's fair. I appreciate you, Zach. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you. Thanks for helping, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you at All Valley, or sooner.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, brother.
Zach,
appreciate you.
Again.
All right. I'll slip pasta.
Yeah.
We got the next hot take here. This is coming from ABC Sean. It's
Sean.
Yeah, one about Deathwatch. Sean, if you're ready, please raise your hand. Give him a few seconds there. There, he's ready. I'm going to invite him to speak. All right, he's been invited.
Marty in the chat. Marty in the chat, killing me, making me laugh. Oh, goodness gracious.
Hello.
Man, today's hot takes have been crazy.
There's been some good ones. Hello, Sean. How you doing?
Sean, where are you calling?
I think now that I'm calling in from just north of Seattle as well.
Okay. All right.
Now I might be friends with Zach, but I'm not here to stir the pot. With not knowing how to read, okay? I love you, Zach. But I'm here for true hot takes. Okay?
True hot takes. Okay. I haven't heard these.
True hot takes. Not these first. Just a little appetizer for you, because I know you'd appreciate this, Dakotah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are people around the country who read rules wrong, and
all the time.
There's not a test to be a TO, guys. Most of them don't know what they're talking about.
It's just
sometimes we have you gotta find people who make it their literal career, like Dakotah does, and invest the time to actually research these things, not just go, well, I read it once or twice, and this is how I feel it should go. So I'm going to say that it is. I am. You're not. I'll do it for you. Some of you need to read your rules and stop introducing how you think it goes. It's frustrating for the rest of us who are trying to read them as they're written.
But sometimes that is how people learn, whether they're right or wrong.
Yes,
because
you're right.
I will admit,
You're right.
I am also wrong on occasion, right? I have gotten rules wrong in the past. I think a rule is written one way, and then Games Workshop is like, nah, hitting it to left field, not center field. Sorry, and I'm
I completely agree. I think that striving to do a better job is more important than doing a perfect job every single time. And that's where I come at this is it's like, if I feel like I don't get a rule right myself, I go, I'm not really sure this is how we're going to rule it right now. And then I obsessively dig into the research. I call you that was one of the other hot takes you'll see later. I think that's an important one for Giacomo to address.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, was that your hot take? Is that people need to shut up online?
No.
I was like, wow.
That's not even a hot take.
Right.
Anybody. So half the people in the chat, half the people on each one of these Discords. If you're on Squad Games, if you're on Command Point, I don't know if you're on Reddit. It doesn't matter because I'm not talking to you there. You know me. I'm not arrogant about this stuff. I'm just like, this is what I believe. I'm not coming at it from a place of bias. And I think that too many people who don't know what they're talking about keep talking. Especially when nobody asked. But you did ask.
Right.
And my hot take on Death Watch, I actually need to scroll up. Giacomo, do you have it already? Because we've been chatting in this chat.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't want to paraphrase it and get it wrong.
Do you want me to read it?
Oh, I got it right here.
Okay, you got it.
No,
okay.
I got it. I found it.
Perfect.
Okay, so now after this data slate, Death Watch is bad. I'm sorry. If you don't think they're bad, I will say the thing that I said. The last hot takes episode, and 2 weeks after they came out. Your opinion of Death Watch is directly related to your skill at Kill Team. Okay, so they're bad. They used to be okay, strong. Okay, like a little bit powerful. Yeah, they got big guns. But all they did was body mid-level and lower-level players, and the only reason why they showed up in a huge amount at Worlds is because they countered Canoptic. Whereas everyone else who was doing well at...
What is going on?
They had a good matchup into Canoptic. They had a good... I said the wrong word. They had a good matchup.
They have a good matchup? Okay. All right.
But then your Mantrix players, your Felgor players, everyone else was just like, can I play Death Watch? Please? Talk to Dylan or Ace or anybody else. They were like, yeah, I want to play Death Watch. I don't want to play Canoptic.
Yeah, because
and then
there's a reason Canoptic was the strongest team. It's not because because they had a good matchup into them.
Deathwatch had a survivable matchup into Canoptic because they could blow up those spiders in one shot.
Possibly. I mean, it definitely happened to Giacomo. Giacomo was able to kill my disintegrator multiple times, but my disintegrator would kill one of his 5 models, and then I have 3 other ding dongs running around,
exactly,
killing other dudes. And it's like, well,
anybody who pilots Deathwatch, you're like, I'm not feeling strong here, boys. Everybody keeps saying I'm strong. I'm not feling it.
Okay,
so
hot take.
To repeat my last hot take, yes, Deathwatch are bad now. They're just bad, and AOD is straight up the second best elite 6-man elite team.
Okay, that's not a hot take.
It's Murderwing and then AOD.
I mean,
and I said it last time on hot takes, so I'm just here to repeat myself, and I want my credit that I said it. Nobody believed me.
Games Workshop disagrees with you. That's why they buffed them.
Well, they don't play competitive. We know that. So I will wait for my check in the mail. Thank you.
So Giacomo, do you agree that Death Watch is bad?
I wouldn't say bad, but I'm definitely feeling a little light when some of my abilities aren't doing as good as they used to. And 5-man is strong, but 6 chainswords are still 6 chainswords. And now that you can take the heavy bolter and the sniper, so sniper can just be like, I'm bogarting the zone, and then I'll run 7 inches real fast.
We're not comparing AOD, which is good now, right? Versus Deathwatch. I'm just saying, is Deathwatch bad?
I don't think innately they're bad. They'll be okay, but in a competitive sense, like at the top, they're probably not. They don't have a seat at the table right now.
Yeah,
not even close. Not even in the top 10.
Okay, so I think Sean is looking at Kill Team through the high lens of competitive. Sure, Deathwatch I don't think has a chance to win large events. I don't think they're good enough, period. But I do think they're going to just straight body like other teams. Like they are not a bad team.
If they're playing in second tier.
Of a nerf. Yeah, if you're
they'll be pretty good there.
Yeah.
And
like our local store, we can bring them, and it's not, you
You could go 50-50.
You did a declassified only event and then brought Deathwatch as well.
I'd just be rude. I don't know. Phobos are pretty good still, though.
So I will say I disagree with the take because I don't think that the top end competitive players, which are probably you, Sean, and probably 1% of the rest, maybe 2% of the rest of the Kill Team players, are necessarily looking at Kill Team through the same lens, right? There are still people that go to game stores throughout the US, the UK, Australia, wherever you may be, and still get beat by Deathwatch and cannot beat them because there are elite teams who just destroy certain teams. Like, okay.
I will say I agree with that.
Yeah. So they're not
bad. I agree with that, but maybe this is just again, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm usually a positive person. I just like being a little spicy for the hot takes.
Okay. All right.
But maybe if you're one of those players, don't go jumping on Reddit and Discord telling everybody about it. Maybe
that they're
keep
bad
it to yourself that you can't beat Deathwatch. Maybe just keep it to yourself.
I mean, I don't even know if I can beat Deathwatch. So like, let's be honest. Unless if I'm playing,
I'll book a flight. Well, book a flight. We'll spend the weekend. You'll never lose them again.
No, like
you'll be like, I'll play stealth suits. Put the Deathwatch away. I'll play stealth suits.
But here's the thing, like. My mono striking Scorpions is not going to beat Deathwatch. You know what I mean? Like I play tons of teams on the channel now, right? I used to be a one-trick pony, and now I'm not good at anything. Because I play everything. I'm like
you're
just not
such a hater on yourself. I swear.
Yeah, like I can't do anything. But like if I'm going to play Canoptic, I'm going to beat him. Like if I'm going to play
Giacomo, are you
Raveners,
bullying him?
No, I don't usually bring Deathwatch because I only
have
these
the comments on the YouTube videos? Like, where does he think he's not good? Like, you need
because
to
I lose a
pretty
lot.
Good player.
Okay,
just quit command re-rolling for the memes.
We have done a lot of Patreon battle reports where I just lose games. I'm just not. There are
you learn more from your losses than your wins, sir.
I agree. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be bad forever, Sean. Okay. I will say that I despise what they did to Deathcore. So,
hot take. Dakotah's down on AOD because he doesn't want to finish painting his.
I would rather paint my striking Scorpions blue than paint Ultramarines.
Yeah, there you go. See, I told you.
Yeah. But I appreciate you, Sean, for the hot take.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
Did you agree or did you disagree?
I agree that AOD is the second best 6-man team, but I don't think Deathwatch is totally
second best. Okay,
it's
Murderwing and then AOD.
Okay,
Murderwing.
I still think Nemesis Claw is really good.
Wait, do you count? Does Wolf Scouts count as a 6-man or a 5 with a dog?
100%.
No, 100%. They count as a 6-man, but they're below AOD.
Really?
You know why?
What?
You know why? Because charge a Wolf Scout and see how long they live.
Oh, you know what? 12 wounds to 14 with chainswords. You're right.
And they don't do the minus attack when you charge them. But
sorry.
Meanwhile, AOD has Hardy.
I just beat the shit out of Alex Popov's fucking AOD team.
Sir, he was playing Strike Force Justin Timberlake.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Which is way worse.
You're not wrong. He did not bring the Grenadier. You're not wrong.
So he didn't have Hardy.
I still.
I don't think he took chat. To my knowledge, he didn't take
tactics. He took Hardy. He took
14
and
14 wounds and a chainsword with Hardy and balanced versus
pretty rough.
Versus maybe balanced on the retaliate. No other defenses, and you're at 13 wounds. Guess what? You lose. You lose.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough one to come back from.
That's just math. And then one of the operatives is 9 health. The other one is 15 with a Justice Scratch built in.
Well, I will see it. I'll need to see it to believe it.
We'll have to make it. Okay. We'll have to make it a reality next time on the fight.
Let's see him come to an event and stomp.
I'm kind of thinking about bringing AOD.
All right, bring your new AOD. I'm ready to see it.
Murderwing exists, and so does Celestine Incidents.
Everybody knows me when I'm picking a team. 3-up saves.
Insidians are strong, though. We'll see.
Oh yeah, Zach. Sorry. I'm not bringing AOD to AVTT. You guys know what I'm bringing. I'm not going to tell you. Balanced teams only. That's what we're bringing. Balanced teams only.
Balanced teams only. Is that what your team name's going to be?
It is our team name for the Command Point tournament because they're doing 5v5s. I tried to bail on this, but it's so bad. Our team comp is literally Brandon Bean playing Murderwing, Sammy Murria playing Felgor, Aiden Hubert from over in Texas playing Canoptic Circle. Zach is playing the Stellastains, and then they're making me play Wolf Scouts. Balanced Teams Only is our team name. Balanced Teams Only.
You guys disgust me.
Oh, it's so bad. We're mean. And then Canoptic had to play stealth suits this week.
Yeah, that'll happen. But Sean, we're going to get the next one here.
Get you a lot of points. Of course, enjoy the hot takes, everybody. I hope you're having fun.
On.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother.
I got the next one coming up.
Okay.
Mr. Kill Team Memes himself, Mr. Sheldon.
Oh my gosh, dude.
If you are ready...
My goodness.
If you are ready for to give your hot take, raise your hand, please. I don't know if he's ready.
If Sheldon's ready?
Yep, we're seeing if Sheldon is ready.
Can I click on him and add him to him? Sorry, everyone. You can see this on the video. Invite to speak. There we go.
Yes, we can. Yes, there he is. He's raised his hand and he's coming in.
All right. Sheldon, welcome back to Hot Takes. I love your hot takes because it makes...
Hey, can you hear me?
I
can.
Okay. My Discord was being funky there for a second. I couldn't get the hand raised.
Yeah.
I woke up today and chose violence, you guys.
Did you?
I threw my phone at the wall.
That's fair.
So I didn't have a hot take, and then I heard Jesse's, and I heard your answer for Jesse's, and I had to come in guns blazing. So your argument here is that because the base represents the model, where it could be in like a theoretical, XCOM reality situation, then why are we still doing line of sight from the head of the model?
Because Sheldon, back to my other point of that is we're playing a game.
And we need rules. But I 100% agree with Sheldon, but I just have to also relinquish to rules. So that's
maybe the head of the model is the maximum distance of where the guy can see stuff.
Sheldon, no, you're all no.
Hey, Sheldon, if we're going this far, what about Beta Decima and their fake smoke or their little, their little invisible boxes? What are we doing? What are we doing with that?
So your guy's crouching behind the thing, hiding, but his head is somehow still floating in the air.
I don't know. I'm just asking you.
I'm just saying, fog and smoke. That's I'm
maybe there's smoke.
I can.
I don't know.
I can visualize that. I can visualize my guy crouching, laying down like that.
Sheldon,
I totally can visualize. But
destroyed my argument. Single-handedly destroyed it completely. I have no.
I told you I chose violence.
I have no comeback. I have zero comeback.
It's
nice.
It's just the rules. Because even when I was first reading the new edition, I had sworn I read that those walls with like the weird thing didn't count for anything anymore, but it was just a figment of my imagination. Again? Yeah, I was fine with flat walls because it's just like those little those are so annoying to be like, ITD. I get cover from this. Like I am fine with the way that ITD does their walls, where it's like those parts don't count until you're in the corners.
You get cover from it, Giacomo, but your head is actually floating 2 feet in front of your body. You can only see people if your base is twisted around at the exact right angle. Otherwise, everybody comes over and goes, "Can you see this guy from over here?"
Yep.
Well, that doesn't happen. That happens all the time, no matter what, Sheldon.
I know, and that's why I'm so annoyed by it.
Yes. Can you see this guy? No.
It's an impossible answer. So I just relinquish to the rules, the way they're written, and that's what I follow now.
Yeah, we just need to adopt. Can we, as a community, adopt the Infinity silhouette system? It would just save so much hassle.
I was fine with that. I was fine with that because I was for it with Star Wars Legion, so I'm for with it here. But until that's adopted, I can't fully do it.
it's just like, why? It's like, okay, I've got my Canoptic guy, and his giant gun is on his back, but because his head is down on the floor, I can't see you. I can't shoot you because robots can't shoot when they can't see.
They can't lift their head like this and go ah.
Well, it's more of a problem. It's more of a problem with Canoptic's the Geomancer on Tomb World. The Geomancer has very limited vision while behind Tomb World doors because their heads is as the door to it's literally there's this guy that I was a TOing for, and he, no matter where he moved his model, he could not see what he wanted to see. It was impossible. He didn't have the move to get there, and it made him very frustrated. But I mean, it's just the name of the game, like
so
you have to.
So you're saying the Geomancer can do mission actions from across the board because he can operate through the obelisk nodes, but he can't see through the obelisk node that's on his own base.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and he cannot duck either. He is a statue. He's a statue. He no longer moves.
It's the rules in general are asinine, but we all follow rules in order to enjoy a game, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just what we have to do sometimes.
Some people do. Some people enjoy it.
And that's the cool thing is you can choose to play it how you want. This is your game, but once you're at a tournament, well, there's rules you got to follow there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my rule is to make sure that I try and climb down every time I'm at a Dakotah event so that he can come over and slap me.
Sheldon's just a glutton for punishment,
I like it. Grill team 2 drink minimum. It's the rule when you go there.
That's what you should have named Grill Team 2. Sheldon, Grill Team 2 drink minimum.
Next time you have it at a bar, you can call it 2 drink minimum.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Sheldon,
all right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
See ya.
I got the next hot take here. Sweaty Petty, Mr. Wyatt, if you're ready, you can raise your hand. We will bring you on. Oh, he's ready. Okay, let's bring him on. Right click and invite to speak.
Been invited to speak, but now I clicked the music button, and I've got this music playing in my ears.
Wow. Interesting. Thank you for putting us
on the room.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from sunny Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess it's nighttime right now, but it was sunny earlier today, so I think it counts.
He's in the hood, Hollywood.
Yeah, East Hollywood. What's up?
Give us your take, please, Mr. Wyatt.
Okay, well, first off, I have to react to the last hot take, which is that we do not need any more weird plastic things we need to buy,
I get it.
The cylinders that you have to use for the Infinity silhouettes.
Hey, I would like to manufacture those. What are you talking about?
I bet you would. Awesome. I bet you would love to sell those on your little store for $39.95 and put them in a box that I'm going to need to rebuy next edition.
$32.99, okay.
From 25 to 50 millimeter sizes available now.
Oh, and don't forget your ovals. Don't forget your ovals.
I hate the ovals.
The wolf needs its own cylinder, all right? It comes in the pack.
Or would it be
You'll
an
need
obovoid? Is that a real word? Obovoid?
It can be one.
You know what? I just put down a little dessert or something on the board. Just turn it into a pudding. I don't care. Anyway, no cylinders. I don't want any cylinders.
That's fair.
Okay, so I've been recently trying to introduce this is my hot take. My new girlfriend into Kill Team, and
congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a little difficult. I don't think that she can relate to the fact that the characters, I guess as far as I know, just run around hitting each other in the head with swords. And I think that one thing that has really kind of grown in popularity recently is Heated Rivals. Heated Rivalry. I don't know if you watch the show, but it's about an incredibly violent sport in the United States, much like Warhammer, called professional hockey. Okay. And it is just set all the girlies on fire because it finally has a romance plotline. And that is what we need in order to really make Warhammer mainstream, in order to have it be accepted across the aisles, is to have more romance plot lines. in
You
Warhammer.
don't play with your Marines like as lovers going at it, defending their honor.
In my own home, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see this in a tournament. Can you imagine the box set? Just for a second here. Star-crossed lovers. Yeah, Jesus. Smooch for one PL.
And what, you see Horus and the Emperor, star-crossed lovers. Like,
oh my God!
Oh boy,
yes, please.
There's a fan fiction somewhere. I bet that is real.
Yeah,
There has to be. There has to be.
Sure.
If not, there will be.
Yeah.
Guardsmen and and sororitas. It's just going to happen one day. We can all live our dreams. And
at least that's a way that Games Workshop could introduce 2 Imperium teams instead of always just 1.
I love this idea. This sounds amazing. I don't want the aliens anyway.
That's fair. That's fair. Now,
give me
does
some
your
hunks.
girlfriend
Model them with butts. Yeah.
Does she want the aliens, or what is she like?
I have not asked her, and I should probably do that.
You should know these things. You should know these things. And she's going to say, I don't know. I don't care.
I sit her down and I force her to look at my little models one at a time. We do this for 30 to 45 minutes, from start to finish.
Uh-huh.
And this is my rat army. And this is my favorite rat. Here are my Necrons. Would you like to look at them? You can hold them. Yes, now hold the next one. And that's basically what we do. She's yet to tell me that she likes any of them.
That's fair.
But
But she hasn't said she hates them.
That is true.
Yes.
That is a win. That is a win.
And I think that she would tell me that she loves them if she could only make them smooch for 1 APL.
Hey, you could totally make that a Mesozoic system narrative thing. You could totally make that a card. All right, babe, you can use this card, and if they smooch, right, for 1 APL, you get to control this model now.
Ooh, yes.
And
my
then
strategic
if you do
gambit.
it to somebody else,
Select a lover.
It's like tag.
Oh, are we introducing Kill Team's first sexually transmitted disease? Dakotah?
There you go, the STD.
Yeah, maybe that's a Nurgle faction rule.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
All right. Okay, that's my hot take.
I like it.
Thank you very
I
much.
like it. Appreciate it. It's a good
Thank
hot
you for
take.
coming on.
Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Alrighty, we're gonna get the
me not reading these beforehand is anxiety driven a lot.
Don't worry. These are getting, if there's any that are out of line, we're not putting them up, but don't worry.
That's fair.
Don't worry.
That's fair.
I got the next one for you. This is coming from Maximo. If Maximo is ready, he can raise his hand and we'll bring him up. Give him a moment.
Absolutely. We're going to give Maximo all the moments. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the show. If you guys have any Amazon Prime, Twitch, things available, consider subbing to the channel for with your Amazon Prime. If you already use that for a different channel, that's awesome. Appreciate you.
Oh,
all right.
Hey.
Hello.
Thanks for coming
Maximo?
on.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Mm-hmm. There's a very interesting story we have about Maximo that I would like him to share. But before he does that, Maximo, where are you calling from?
Do you want the full address?
No.
Because I could say it and maybe one person here will get it. I can dox myself and nobody will know. Nobody will know.
They might know if I put it on YouTube.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean, I'm fine. I can deal with the fame, but my mom might not want the extra attention. So.
That's fair.
All right. So, Giacomo, want to introduce my hot take?
You could introduce it right now if you'd like.
All right.
Okay.
So, to abbreviate, my hot take is I wholeheartedly believe that GW's approach to balancing is completely off.
Really? That's interesting.
Instead of bringing teams down, i.e. nerfing them, i.e. what happened last time, which was nerfing Canoptic and nerfing Wolves, they should bring every other team up.
It's an interesting hot take.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah. So instead of making everything weak and then sort of making everything else match their same strength level, they should just boost up everybody to the current standards, i.e. the current Canoptek/Wolf standard.
So, so I have thoughts on this one, big thoughts about it. How about you, G? Do you want to
go for it?
Go first
on the design train. I wish I could contribute more to this because I'm not really like in the know of how they do their design. I just kind of base it on sort of how 40K kind of does it, where that might be a good example because I feel like 40K, they put more effort into balancing that, and even then there's a lot of problems. From what I see in the rules, I think that their approach to it could change. So I would agree that they're probably not going it the best way, but I wouldn't know how to fix it because I also don't know what their problem is and how they're actually making the changes. Mm-hmm. So that'd be my input.
So I dislike the thought of no nerfs because I'm sorry, if Caster can get to keep their I always go first, or Murderwing gets to keep their I always go last, or any of these other game defining things, or Canoptek, for heaven's sake, being able to never have any information about how nodes work through walls, or them nerfing the nodes in the first place of not being able to go through walls, or any of these other game breaking things. I think that the game would just become too unstable, especially at events or anywhere else. If they just keep buffing teams and just making teams all that level, I think that the snowball effect. So I play a lot of League of Legends and other and MOBAs and stuff like that. There's a snowball effect, right? A lot of times, if you start to win, there's the game ends because the team is just snowballing too hard, right? If you do that on the opposite end, and then you start to try and catch teams up and have catch-up mechanics, or you start to make these other teams good, then it's just the other team is going to snowball, and then you have to find the balance. And what's the balance? You just got to nerf stuff, that's just a part of game design, is that everything has to be buffed and everything has to be nerfed so you can create some kind of viable game state that is fun to play. Because if I'm just playing against unnerfed Warp Coven, heaven save me, right? And everything is brought up to the Warp Coven standards. I'm sorry, I'm not going to enjoy just, having the plasma guns that deal like 6-7 damage, I just don't think that that's like the play, is to keep buffing things and have this snowball effect. I don't think that there's like the right balance on nerfing teams, for instance, this is the famous thing that I would come up to Giacomo and I was like, hey, Giacomo, do you think that since they forgot to buff Vespids, that the nerf they gave to Wolf Scouts is the correct, do you think that Wolf Scouts are Vespid level? Do you think that's a thing? Right. And he was like, he laughed at me.
But it's a good point. I hate how good of a point that is.
Yeah. So I don't think they want to touch everything too fast and break the game, right? Like that would be like my natural inclination. Like since I played League forever, right? Like since season 3, you see them touch things and nerf things because otherwise everything will get stale. At least with these new teams that are releasing, right? Things are no longer stale. We have things to talk about. I have content to create. I have thoughts to get off my chest because I think boost is boosted, and it drives this conversation, which is innately good for the game, right? If everything was just super broken, would you want to play Maximo?
It's not about making things broken, or it's not about never nerfing things. I completely understand that. But it's just, I feel like they design teams way too early on in the current state of Kill Team. And so by the time they launch, either A, they're meh, i.e. too weak, think stealth suits, or they're really good, i.e. think Canoptek or Murderwing. And in some cases, I see a lot of ways that even then they can improve sort of the flavor of the team. make them more so lore accurate as to what we've been seeing with like Wolf Scouts and Canoptic and all that stuff, and make the rules more fun and way better, as opposed to just thinking, oh yeah, we have to bring down Wolf Scouts to make them what's the team best bid level, stuff like that. I mean, I know that's not the idea because they're not like at the bottom of B tier or whatever, but I feel like that is sometimes their approach. And by doing by buffing things more so than nerfing things, I think that would help them out in their development process, so that it doesn't matter if they develop teams way too early on, as when they arrive they don't feel as overpowered, because most teams have that sort of like overpowered flavor text to them.
So I agree that most recent teams have had this overpowered metric, right? For sure. You know, we don't know how Games Workshop does anything of what they do, right?
Right.
One thing when we look back is like AOD got a couple buffs because they were just going in line with other Space Marine teams that were coming out. And now they just get smaller buffs here and here and here and here. But like, other than like outside of what they've stated in like stats and all this kind of stuff, we don't really know what they do or how they do it. I don't think that I think buffing things always feels better for players, right? But unfortunately, that is not always the best for developmental side, right? Like sometimes teams have to get nerfed, right? Dude, if I had to play in a system, like for instance, I'll go back to Warp Coven, because that was some of the most miserable games I've ever played in my life, was unnerfed Warp Coven, right? I played against unnerfed Warp Coven. I played against unnerfed, what are they called? The Stinky Boys.
Oh,
Plague Marines. And during when they could double guard and do these things at Worlds, it was some of the most miserable times I've ever had in the game of Kill Team, like ever, right? And like, I just don't think that things should be buffed. I think things should be fixed. And sometimes some things are going to come out into the wild and they're going to be too strong. But also, I do not think that XV26 battlesuits are bad. We saw Chris Baki go to Pacific, Palm Springs and just poop on people, like, and no one knew where he was because he was invisible and he would poop on from buildings on top of people. It was just that simple. And like I think that like there is just a skill diff on a lot of things. Like Sean came on and was like, like Death Watch is bad. I'm sorry. If Sean takes Death Watch to an event, you're going to tell me that he's not going to top 5 or top 8. I'm sorry. I think that he could. I think that there are a specific group of players that are very, very good at the core base mechanics of the game, like Jimmy Kelly and a lot of other people. And I think they can take almost any team and take them to events and do really well with them. Like we saw this same thing with, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but Jimmy Kelly took, I think it was Hunter Clade to Midsummer Mayhem last year and did really, really well with them. And everyone's considered them to be a bad team, right?
Right.
I think that any team that is overpowered, competitive people are going to gravitate to. They're going to play that team. They're going to show how broken the team is. And then the Games Workshop's going to nerf them. There's going to get a buff for another team. And the cycle just goes on, right? If every team is the same power level, we might as well just be playing chess. If cover lines didn't matter and heads don't matter, we should be playing chess. Like the reason why we play this game is because there is a differential in skill. We can kind of show how good we are, so like, or how bad we are, in half of my circumstances, Giacomo, what is this guy with the stick,
It's just new teams, a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot to learn. And with there being 40-something teams, there is a lot to know. And half of the skill issue is knowing what your opponent is going to do before they do, and that's half of the game. So, yeah. But I appreciate you for your hot take, Maximo.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for having me. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Appreciate
All right.
you, brother.
See you guys. Thank you.
See ya. And to respond to Twitch chat, David said, which chess model gets the Melta? That would be the Queen. That's why everyone tries to.
Of course. That's why. Yes. Super important piece. Can take out everything.
Yes. And it's a melta cannon, not a melta gun.
Even better. That's stronger. So we have the next hot take. This is from High Rocker. Since this is a bit of a palate cleanser next
He was on last time, right?
He was. So if High Rocker's ready, he can raise his hand and we'll pull them up. Alrighty, here we go. And invite to speak.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can. You're sounding clear.
Sweet.
Hi, Rocker.
Sorry, I'm on my AirPods.
You're fine. Where are you calling in from? And what's your name?
Calling from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Cool beans. What is your hot take, brother?
My hot take, Giacomo, do you want to read it?
Yeah, it just disappeared. There it is. I found it. The hot take is we need squad game tack up marker tokens. I agree with this.
Tack up marker tokens?
I want a circle that says retrieval.
Like the seek and destroy, the plant banner, just like the tokens.
Yeah. Do you think the little what are they called? Like general markers?
Conceal and engage?
No, just like the general 20 millimeter markers that I have. You don't think that those cover the bill? You think that I should go full ham and make the markers for each individual, like infiltration and all those?
Maybe if people custom it, I think it could be cool. And then also the objective, like 1, 2, 3s, the actual objectives. I think those would be cool.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could. I don't see why not. It's been. I think so. I mean, it's a good hot take because there's a reason why. So, Hi Rocker, if you don't know, I used to own a company. I used to do a lot of custom stuff, offer tons of colors and tons of things. And for a one-person business, it was really difficult to manufacture a bunch of different colors, different options for like base steppers and this and that. And I got really behind on orders, and people despised me and hated me because it took me so long to get orders out, because it was like, oh, I have to create. Somebody ordered like these 3 base steppers, and I'm out of each color in this specific color for this specific set of this specific one. And it took me like 12 hours. And by the time I was done with that, I'd have terrain that I'd have to do and this and that. And it just was a steady decline. So I had to make things easier for myself and just offer like one color and then go to events and offer a different color at events, I think that's definitely doable if I keep it to, I guess, the colors that they would be,
Yeah,
definitely something.
like In-N-Out is a great business because they just do burgers, right? So same thing really with this, like just one. That might be a hot take, but I definitely prefer In-N-Out over Whataburger. I'm sorry, Texas.
I totally agree.
Hell yeah, 100%.
Totally agree.
I love pepperoncinis. Anyways, but no, I get your point. Just like, anyways, I think like a flat color scheme. My hot take is I'm tired of using X brand markers, and it'd be nice to switch them.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I could do that. It wouldn't be difficult. There's this month, I'm actually getting a brand new tool. I'm getting a UV printer, and I'm going to be experimenting a lot and trying to come up with different product that hopefully be faster and cheaper for me to manufacture, because I won't be as much labor intensive. So looking forward to hopefully making a lot more cool stuff for everybody. So yeah, free plug. I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
There you go.
ShopSquadGames.net. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. You're the man. Appreciate you.
Alrighty. So we're going to get our next guest on, and we'll do that in just a second. This one's going to be what a legend indeed, all the way from Salt Lake City. We're going to get Zach.
This is
back
like
on.
this is a hardcore West Coast spot. We've had Maximo from Mexico. I don't know why I did that.
I don't know
Salt
either.
Lake. We had some LA boys.
We got some people from up north.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Is it too late for the East Coasters? Australia? Is it too early? What's going on?
I don't know. It's like 11 a.m. for the East Coast.
That's fair. Maybe Hot Takes is just like a West Coast thing. Who knows?
At least at the moment. Yeah, let's bring Zach back on for his next one. He's raised his hand. He's ready to go. We're going to invite him back. So Zach will be on in just a second.
Cool. Oops.
Hey, am I sounding good?
You sure
sounding
are,
great.
Zach. Welcome
All
back.
right, you boys are
Welcome
too. Howdy. Yes. Okay. I've tried too many hot takes. Which one? What am I here for now?
Well, I remembered you had one previously, but now I have to go scroll and find it.
Oh, yes, to scroll and find it. All right.
I've also
Meanwhile-
lost it. I hit jump to present, which was not the right move.
I think the one, if we're just doing chronological, I think this is the one where I would like to argue for Murderwing being banned. That could be.
Oh, we're bringing it back to the beginning. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Come on. You can't just have a hot take with no one on the other side of the argument.
That's fair.
That's fair.
So, I mean, obviously I'll play versus anyone, and, at the end of the day, it's a game. And I've played quite a few games with Murderwing. If an event had Murderwing at it, I'd go to it. That's fine. It's all plastic dolls at the end of the day. That said, I'm going to argue for like a sincere belief that I do think Murderwing should be banned. And I think there are three particular reasons. So the first thing I said, and I'll just like lay them out, and then we can hit whatever feels fun to talk about. So
Sounds
Murderwing, first statement. Murderwing is easier to pilot than Chaos Cults on release for a few different reasons, but having fewer operatives that have a simpler plan with only a couple of tac ops that they can win on consistently makes it a relatively easier team to pilot at higher levels to get consistent podiums. So I think they very well might be one of the easiest teams released to win with. So that's pretty rough. Two, Murderwing has two abilities that completely change and do asymmetric gameplay where teams don't have any way to interact or compete. And those abilities are good enough that they can consistently win. First of those abilities is Malignant Narcissist or something, I believe. I can't remember what the M is. I think
Malicious Narcissism.
Malicious Narcissism. It's ruining my country. Now it's ruining my game. And that ability that ability to wait until the whole team is expended to take an action with an elite team that has a crazy stat body, moves faster than Phobos, but still activates last. Pretty rough. And then the last one is Boost is actually in most iterations much better than Fly. It's actually a better version of Fly, and there are many teams that have specific rules that Boost completely, does not interact with. Rattlings being one of them, the poor little ratty boys. But a lot of different ways to, for instance, move into a room, or let's say on Tomb World, and then begin a boost is actually quite good because you don't need to boost through the door. You can't. There's no can't fly through door with Vespid. So even some of the the drawbacks you might see with flying teams on Tomb World, the Murderwing doesn't experience. All right, those are my three statements.
Are you saying that they can't boost through access points or hatchway points?
Well, effectively they can't, but since they can boost in the middle of their action, they can still take advantage of the rule as soon as they're through the door.
Sure, I agree with that. Yeah, or they can take advantage of it right before it, just moving a quarter inch. That would
right before or after, which gives them a lot more flexibility than Fly, which is normally restrictive of the whole movement.
Right. Yeah, I believe they also can ignore models in the middle of rooms and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't disagree that the team is is overbearing, right? That's a good word for the team. They're overbearing and they are not going to be fun to play against. They're not going to be fun to see at events, just like Colts when they are released.
They can be fun. They can fun as long as you like to lose. I loved playing Colts. I love playing release Colt into them. My win rate into release Colts, I believe, was 0-13-1. I was able to tie one game. Pretty proud of that as a Sisters player. I found those games fun, but I do not believe they were competitive.
Yeah, I was 7-0 versus on-release Colts with Fedguard. I thought that was a decent matchup for them.
Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, but that's because old Fedguard was actually good.
Yeah, it was also very good.
Yeah. So let's go over your 3 points, and then I know I spoke at length on this beforehand, and I want to see if any of those points you found to be a valid fix for them, right? So what was your first one more time?
First one was that they're relatively easier to pilot than Chaos Cults, and thus I believe they'll find more podiums than even release Chaos Cults.
So I think you're right that they will find more podiums, but that is innately because a lot more people like Marine teams over the top of like what Chaos Cults were. There was a lot of people when Cults first released that policed themselves and did not play the team because the team was very strong, right? So we did see that. We have never seen that happen with a Marine team. Now we could see that people decide not to play the team, or the fact that the team is hard to find, but they have a very easy, there's a lot of people that I know that are converting the team from loyalists, right?
Yeah, same.
I agree.
Awesome conversions by that. They look great.
Yeah. I believe that malicious narcissism is one of their pain ploys, but I also think their huge stun ploy is also a major pain and problem.
You mean equipment? Why would it be a ploy?
Yeah. Whatever that thing is, right?
Yeah.
I have gotten through a lot of theory crafting. I've only played against the team once, with G, but I do know, and a lot of people have complained about the team to me and that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people that think that the team is fine, which I heavily disagree with them.
People thought Release Cults was fine. We have sharp memories. There were people saying Release Cults was a fine team.
Some people close to me too that I just thoroughly disagreed with, and the same thing with Felgor. I was actually talking to Giacomo. I think was it before this or was it during this podcast about Felgor also being supremely broken, right?
During this.
Yeah. So it was Felgor being extremely broken as well. I mean, but that's the thing. It's like Kill Team has always had these teams, right? So like, why ban this team? So Zach, my question to you is, I don't think it's like a super like strong argument just to ban this team. If you're trying to ban this team, Wolf Scouts, I think, should go too, and then Canoptic, because you're like, okay, let's just ban the upper side of Kill Team. That's a much stronger argument. And I would even say Celestian Incidents are also on that list as well. They are.
I'd love if that was true. I don't think so. Maybe I haven't found the juice, but I don't think.
I just played a game where my leader killed 5 Marines.
Hell yeah! Can we get a hell yeah in chat?
Hell yeah!
No, it's pretty good. That
battle report's going to come out on Patreon, by the way, everyone.
Ooh, okay.
But it's great.
That sounds pretty dope. All right. So why would you ban Murderwing and not ban recent iterations? Like, first, let's start with the first thing you said, which is Wolf Scouts and Canoptic, and then we'll move into Felgor and even release Chaos Cults. So the difference with the difference between Wolf Scouts, Canoptic, and Murderwing is that Murderwing, the way they engage is quite a bit different. The way that they end up winning a game is they will be outside of threat range, uninteractable, approach your team last activation, deal damage with no risk to themselves. And that's how they will start every game. And on average, if you're the average kill team will probably lose 1, if not more models. If you're an elite, whatever, maybe you don't lose a whole model. But by the time they not only do they engage you on their terms in the turn, they also engage you on their terms, given the fact that they can move further with their movement. And so why are they different than Scouts and Canoptic on release? Is because they are fundamentally more uninteractive. They have rules that do not roll, and they can take games away from being competitive without ever needing to even engage in a fight by the time that they're already in a winning position on the board, and there's no way to interact and stop their staging. And so that would be the difference, is because they're uninteractive. By the time that you even have a chance.
Release Pathfinder is probably the most broken team ever that exists.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes, dude. Honestly, thank God.
7 models before you activate.
Biernan? Was that the guy who did a lot of that stuff? I think
we do not bring up Biernan here.
I listened to his podcast. I didn't play back then, but it sounded pretty fun. Let's say that.
Yeah, they were fun because they were played incorrectly, to say the least. So, okay, so that they're uninteractive. I understand that, but me and Giacomo have actually talked about this, not on this subject, but for similar things. If we were, let's say, if the community agreed all together that this team should be banned. Okay. What's going to stop that from spiraling into the next one or the next one? Or maybe because just a TO doesn't like one, right? So like here, for me at least, right, I like to lead by example, right? Like if I do something, I think a lot of people are going to look at it. You know, a lot of people are going to notice, you know, maybe bigger people, other TOs from across the sea, you know, stuff like that might notice something like if I was to also ban Murderwings.
Yeah.
And it would I think it would set a dangerous precedence for smaller TOs to be like, you know what? I don't like Kasserkin. Dakotah said that they were super broken in his last podcast. Let's ban them too. You know, like
finally
you know
fun
what I mean?
again. Let's ban them now. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. To respond to that directly, I just say, you know, I'm in the nice position where that hasn't happened. So I would just say, let's not do that. Like, I guess like I just have the Murderwing team in front of me, and I know that it's an uninteractive, uncompetitive mess. And so, like, I could just say, like, well, let's just not have this one, and then maybe if something says broken, come. But like, I think there's a lot of merit in removing Murdering, and obviously, I would say there's no way I can defend banning teams I haven't even seen yet. I think generally that's pretty rare from what I've seen in the 40K competitive space, in the tabletop space, all up, even in like things that old world I follow a little bit competitively. I think bans are usually pretty few and far between in these like RPG like tabletop spaces. They usually just a couple of things and they kind of move them around. So I don't know. I don't think I see what you're saying, you know, could be bad if it happened, but I don't know if it would.
I just think it sets a dangerous precedence. Like, for instance, if this team in particularly podiums the top 3 at my next few competitive events, you know, you know, I would probably say like, all right, everyone, like this is a problem, right? But I do want to see it in the wild before I'm actually just like, hey, Banhammer here now. We haven't even seen the team running around, you know?
Yeah, you should certainly understand the combo as to why you would feel that way. You shouldn't base your decisions off what people on the internet say, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's another important thing is like, because I have done things outside of the scope that not a lot of people would agree with, right? Like changing a few, some rules right before the very January 2026 LVO. But no one really complained. No one really complained about it. They're just like, are they really doing this? I was like, yes. You can't get cover,
especially team lock and stuff. I remember.
Yeah. Like you can't get obscuring and cover, and you can't heal twice. You know, and you can't guard twice. I'm sorry, James Workshop didn't do it. I did it. You know.
Absolutely.
And I have done unconventional things. You know, if I was an inquisitor, I would be a radical. You know, I would not be a Puritan.
So you'd be a radical. So a radical stance of banning a team sounds in line with your values. Dakotah. What do you?
Yes. No, it would. It would. Like I've said before, I have had many conversations about banning teams in the past, and every time that I've ever come close to doing this, I've always erred on the side of caution and have not done it. And this team, to me, has not risen to that level as of yet. I think that this team could? Yes. I do. I think the team is really, really, really strong. You know, and I not gonna lie, like I didn't enjoy, you know, I mean, I liked making the team close when I played against Giacomo, you know. Even though I didn't play my team very correctly, and Giacomo probably made, you know, tactical errors from the very first time we played it as well. But it was extremely impressive. It reminded me of on release Warp Coven, which was just like, I'm going to shoot this guy, these 2 dudes, because they're within torrent range, and I just need to roll 2 2-ups, and your models are dead. And I'm like, oh, fantastic. Thanks to Ajax for being a new follower. So I'm not saying like I disagree with the method as of right now because we don't have we don't have any data, and I think that like there are rumors. I'm going to preface this before anything else. I have not contacted any TOs or any other regions as it to the validity of these rumors. Okay, there are people posting in the chat that Poland, Germany, and people in the UK that are talking about banning these teams, right? There was also rumors yesterday that Spain was, and then I saw somebody saying that we're not banning them in Spain, right? So there is so much misinformation out there just currently. That is one of the reasons why we have this conversation, is because it is being talked about everywhere and anywhere. And I'm sure Games Workshop knows that people are talking about this subject. And, you know, whether or not, you know, I mean, I don't think anything's going to happen until we can get another data slate, which is what, 3 months, you know? So.
Yeah. Then, sorry, just real quick. So I think hopefully I've made the position clear why they might be different than like Canoptic, and they're different than Wolf Scouts, I think, in important ways. Let's rewind to the worst examples we can think of, right? Which is Felgor. You know, Felgor was
on release.
Sanctifiers. I don't think Sanctifiers on release had an event they could go to.
Yeah, they did. They went and won. Did they? Yeah, they went and won Dallas.
Was that before any changes, though? I believe that was
Jimmy Kelly was there, and he took AOD. It was not Tacoma. It was he took AOD and he lost to the Sanctifiers. I think Canoptic Circle still won that event. I think it was
Canoptic. I believe Canoptic Circle still won that.
Sanctifiers.
No, it wasn't. It was a different team. It wasn't Canoptic, but yeah, Sanctifiers got close.
I think Landon won that event. I think. But
yes, I know. Oh yes, yeah, I think you're right. Adrian, I think, is the guy who took out Kelly. But regardless, I believe that was still. You couldn't do the turn 1 advance. So technically not release Sanctifiers even at that event. But they might have been another smaller one.
Well, they were also being played in Spain before before they
okay, well, there's no golden tickets, and they were of course I wouldn't have held that event, but also I think that event was mostly just a bunch of people chilling and having fun.
It was. I spoke to the TOs. I did investigating on it and stuff like that, and it was pretty much just that, you know. Everyone had the rules,
regardless,
so
we're a little after. So okay, release Felgor, terrible team, you don't want to face it. That said, it had some matchups and some missions because Felgor is such a skew that lacks shooting. And like there were ways with how you could stage to maybe find a win into Felgor. Though if you showed up to with some teams, you would always lose. I don't like skew teams, by the way. That's a personal preference. I think Felgor roughly just sucks. But technically, on some maps, some missions with Vantage, etc., there were ways to win into release Felgor, but it was terrible and atrocious.
Well, they also on release Felgor stopped a lot of teams from scoring a lot of TAC ops. It was impossible to score TAC ops, but most people didn't play with rules as written. They played rules as reasonable in those situations. And then Chaos Cults, not a lot of people took because not a lot of people wanted to take them, and they did win like 3 or 4 golden tickets. We're going to have to see what Murderwing can do. Like, is Murderwing just going to run through everything? If they do, I'm sure they're going to get a nerf, right? If they do.
And I would say now this team would probably overperform because one thing, there were a lot of events where Chaos Cults was present but still didn't make the golden ticket in the podium because you could still get blasted, my friend. And so while Chaos Cults, was an impressive team, ended up winning Worlds that year.
Alexa. Yeah, they weren't Alexa.
Alexa
had the best Commandos players and the best everyone else playing against them, and they still won. So they were still the best at the top.
I agree. But they were incredibly they were relatively hard to pilot because just a couple of shots or a couple of missed places could like wreck your whole day. Not to say that the team wasn't broken. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's relatively, it's a lot harder to pilot than I think we remember. And then... But this team, they just stage where you can't get to them, and then they activate once everyone's expended. It is not, it's not the same. Once you play it a few times, Dakotah, you'll probably find it's not the same kind of level of mental puzzle.
I know that I'd probably lose into Murderwing against pretty much any team that I play, other than maybe Canoptic or something like that. But we'll have to see. But before we go to our next hot take, I wanted to bring up one other point that I had at the beginning, right? And then G, if you wanted to respond at all, because we haven't heard from G in a second. What about if you think that this team is so broken, instead of doing that, then why not just run more Gallo Dark and Tomb World events? That's a very simple fix, I think, for rather than just banning a team. Just play the format that they're weaker in. Sure, it's going to skew into other teams, but this team isn't going to podium at have 3 podiums and a win with, they would at, I would say, like a pure Volkus event, but no TOs that I know of, especially golden ticket TOs, that are running just pure Volkus. They definitely have bad matchups and I mean Farstalkers are scary. This team is squishy. They can die. So, I think there's play a lot more on Into the Dark. Would you be more okay if people were just running more Into the Dark?
I think it makes it harder for the Murderwing players. That's I would say the points I brought up, that doesn't really change. Volkus makes it so much easier. But I also will say that don't forget that this team, for some reason, also has an operative that's an Aquilon. That's pretty good on Into the Dark.
Yep, the Warp Talent is pretty good.
They are gaining some value at the same time as they're losing some value when they swap from Volkus to Tomb World, surprisingly. So yeah. I think currently, I believe there are 2 maps on Tomb World where some teams may have some play. But I do not believe it's the majority of even the Tomb World maps.
Oh, just play Into the Dark Plus. Just play my maps. What are we doing?
Okay, shoot. Just play your maps.
So somebody in the chat brought up Vespids before we let you go, Zach. I do think that Vespids in the right player's hands are is an S tier team on Volkus. I think that they are very strong on Volkus, but they are exceedingly weak on Tomb World. So I value a lot of my thoughts on Murderwing specifically.
Yeah, Vespid can't shoot every team to death. And they certainly can't melee every team to death. And then they can also have no access to 3 APL. And so you can read their movements relatively easy. And so just real quick, the points why Murderwing might be different. 1, they can charge you. That's real. That changes the math and hugging and stuff a lot. 2, they have the Void Dancer get out of jail free card. So if you find them, somehow you trap them. They're way more vulnerable than the Vespids. And then 3, the team can take 6 plasmas, right? No one's by the way, we're gonna be nerfing this team a lot, boys, because their warrior gets a plasma. So once we nerf all the specialists, I think at the end of the day,
there might be is it only for AP2 or is it?
I think there's an
only
easy fix for the team, but
no, Sean's telling me no. Okay,
yeah,
all right, maybe they're maxed at 2. All right,
but still, you take a plasma and a Melta, and you're just still a problem.
Yeah, that's the max.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think about the team, an easy fix for the team is just to drop them to 5 operatives. And I think that fixes the team.
Yeah, that's
pretty heavily.
I think honestly, dropping to 5 operatives might it certainly keeps them in A. I don't know if it keeps them in S, which is the crazy part. But yeah, I think that, I don't know.
Give them the warp Coventry.
Yeah. I don't know how you balance a team. So I think the designers probably have better decisions or better stuff than me. I don't know if you want to keep more 6-man teams, you want more 5, whatever. But yeah, some change.
That's fair. Well, thank you, Zach.
Cool. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have another previous person coming on in just a second.
Sorry, everyone. That was a long hot takes. That was probably I'm pretty sure that's the hottest take that is in Kill Team currently. It's just straight.
It is. It is especially in the zeitgeist.
Especially coming from talking to ATO. That is something that we can talk a lot about. Is Matt Howell still here? No, he left. That would have been something that I would have liked his input on.
All right, so we're gonna bring back Sean with his previous take from earlier. He had another take.
He had another take.
Sean,
all right.
Yeah, when Sean is ready, he'll raise his hand and we'll take him.
Okay.
He's ready. We're gonna bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
Did I hit invite? Yes, I did. Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Hey, you're here. Let's get.
Oh gosh.
Let's get your second.
This is such an important and valuable hot take, by the way.
Oh,
Like it applies to less than 1% of the player base. Maybe
Again?
even
Okay.
maybe even less.
Okay, so we have another high-end talk tape from Sean.
Oh, sure. High end. We're calling it that. Wait until you hear me say it first before you give an opinion. I know, that's why I love it, and I'm so glad that Giacomo brought me back because this is so important. Oh man, I wanna say it just right.
Okay. Is this like dice lose you games, not tactics, or something like that?
It's better. Giacomo, do you have it pulled up because I can't find it?
It's somewhere.
Wait.
I think he's got it.
I'm scrolling. Okay. No, this is really important. I wish I could see your face in real time because on Twitch, it's a little bit behind, so I gotta wait.
Okay, all right.
I think if you're gonna call me while I'm working and you're walking your dog, it should be on a regular schedule because now, while I'm working and it doesn't happen, I get really sad and bored.
Wait, what? So what?
It's a hot take. I think if you, Dakotah, are going to call me while I'm at work, just because you're walking your dog and you want to chat, it needs to be on a semi-regular schedule, or else I'm just going to be like, man, I wish Dakotah would call me today. Work's really boring.
That's fair, but I do have a wife, and my wife would not like this, especially when I'm visiting my 93-year-old grandpa. Shout out to Gramps.
I said when you're walking the dog. I said when you're walking the dog.
That's fair.
Congratulations. You're not walking your dog with your 93-year-old grandfather.
Sheldon agrees, by the way.
He agrees with what? I should call
famous Dakotah dog walk.
I knew Sheldon. Exactly. Like,
Sheldon won't even answer all the phone calls.
It makes them work.
Sheldon doesn't answer.
I will because I work from home. That's why you should call me more regularly. Because I'm home.
You know?
I'm working. Work's boring.
I'm a hot commodity, okay, Sean? Sometimes
sure.
You got
because I call you. Yeah, that's silence, by the way, everybody watching.
Dang, we heard the silence was so
silence.
Loud.
I'm gonna bottle it and I'm gonna think about it later when I'm writing in my journal.
When he doesn't call you.
Like I was like, does Sean call me? Not very often.
Because you're busy and I don't want to bug you.
This is see now it's an unequal relationship. So I call you. You want me to do all the work in our relationship. You want us to do all the relation. You want me to do everything. I see how it is. I see how now I'm the girl.
Okay. I might have had a drink, but I'm going to guilt trip you now. I did call you when that one thing happened 2 weeks ago. Thank you for being there for me, but I did call you for that.
You did.
Thank you. Feel bad.
That's fair.
So this is a valuable hot take. This is squad game specific. Anybody who's a true supporter knows what I'm talking about. But it's very important and valid.
That's fair.
It's like you can't build that expectation and then just leave people hanging. It's fucked up.
You know, I got to think about that more often. I guess I have to pick and choose who I'm going to call more often.
You have a list of like
David
who's priority
doesn't
today.
need to be. Yeah, Sheldon should be in here for this. David
really
shouldn't
quick. Sheldon
be called
wants
all
to
the time
jump in.
all he wants to do is be
He
abused.
wants to jump in?
He should be here for
this one right now.
Bash
I'm gonna invite him.
Okay.
I'm gonna invite him.
Not Bash. All
right. Sheldon's here now too. Okay. What does Sheldon have to say about this?
I just want to say, preach.
Thank you.
No, I don't answer your call because they're not regular. It's random. I'll be doing stuff. I'll be like, oh crap, Dakotah's calling. I'm busy. I'm flying a drone right now.
Sometimes I just feel like an unwanted poop. You know, you never know when it's going to happen.
Get out of here, my own child and wife. Dakotah's calling.
The dog walk calls are real, though. I just wanted to.
Sometimes he does call, and I can't always answer because it's like, oh, well, I'm overdoing this right now. I'll try to call him later.
You know, the only time I get to myself is when I'm walking my dog. Okay,
I know.
Like, do you think I'm gonna be like, hey, babe, let me call this dude real quick? You know, like, what are we doing? Like, is there any other dog walking dads out there? You know, you call your dad.
I've been telling my wife that the whole time. Her jealousy of you is insane.
It's like you never call.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, babe, we can't go out to lunch right now. Dakotah's on the phone.
Dakotah's calling.
Sorry, I gotta go.
This is priority.
Newest drop.
We're going to talk
Sorry,
about
babe.
climbing rules.
I guess I'm just.
You think I want to go to lunch with you right now? I want to talk about climbing.
That's fair. That's fair. You know.
Yeah, so I'm
I
glad
just,
that we
I
can
just
bring
wanted
that.
to say preach.
Okay,
Preach, Sean.
apparently,
You definitely
apparently,
No,
I have
thank you,
to.
Sheldon.
I have to
I feel
choose
supported.
my friends better. You know.
Yeah, call us more.
Yeah, call us regularly.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
call you
like
more.
set a
regularly.
reminder.
That's the lesson
on your
here,
phone.
Dakota.
Set a specific time and then be like, all right, 15 minutes for each person. Sorry.
Is there a dog walk? Is there a dog walk tier on Patreon that we got to subscribe to?
There might
There
be.
could
I might
be.
have to make. There could be.
One weekly phone call from Dakota at
'cause
a
I know
random
you-
time during the
yeah,
time
you-
he walks his dog.
Absolutely. There's going to be a $25.99 tier, and I'll pay for it. I will. Just to
Now
prove
this-
a point.
It's like a collect call tier.
Yeah, and then you don't
Yeah.
answer. I don't.
Dakota will call you at some time during this week. It will not be planned. It could be at any time.
During
God.
a funeral. Perfect timing.
For this
Midnight.
tier.
Oh, he didn't answer. I'm taking pictures of my dog walking at midnight and be like, "Whoops, sorry."
It's only squads, so it's like you pay for this tier, and you're going to get a personalized message from Dakota and Giacomo every week.
That's fair. That's fair. It's hard enough for me to get Giacomo to call me back. I don't know.
That's
I
true.
don't know if these other people can call me back either. You know.
Yeah, and well, maybe you guys.
Well, my
need to be
apologies,
better
Dakota.
in their schedule.
See,
Because
I
I'm
do a
here
lot of
like
work.
working.
I need my phone.
Oh, sorry, Sheldon. Bye, Sheldon.
Okay, bye.
He's disappearing.
See, like
Now that we
Aiden-
have it
I
on
was just
call,
saying,
now he's leaving. Now he's leaving.
No,
we
no,
have
no,
it
I
on
was-
call.
see,
I was saying that I do a lot of work that needs my phone. So sometimes he'll call me when I'm like flying a drone over like a building. I'll be like, well, I can't answer right now. Literally.
you could just crash your drone. How important am I, Sheldon?
Yeah.
You're sitting here
Sorry,
like,
you-
There are solutions there, Sheldon. You're making a choice.
actually,
That
it's
is
not
true.
that important because I'm playing a video game flying this invisible drone. All
Yeah.
right.
I go, hey, I'm not joining this Teams call right now because I want to talk about inane kill team rules that don't matter.
That's
There
fair.
you
No, that's fair.
I
Sorry,
make
boss.
my choices.
Well, my apologies, Dakota. I'll try and answer and just
Yeah,
safety
do
be
better.
damned.
What's funny
Do
is
better,
that Sheldon only answers for me. So that's right, Bats. That's right. If you're watching
Nice.
this, Sheldon only answers for me. So
It's true.
doesn't call me.
When my mom calls, I just text her and go, why are you calling me? This is
It's
2026.
the automated text.
Old
It's the automated
lady.
text. Like, busy, call you back. Never gonna send that to Dakota though.
I think the main source of that everyone should take away from this is Dakota's the calling dude and not a texting dude.
Yeah, very
Half the
much.
time when I'm texting, I'll write instead of teams, I'll write trams. Like
Well, I'm glad that you're doing it. You're walking your dog. You walk into a ditch or something if you were texting people.
yeah, you're not wrong.
True.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Thank you, fellas, for the hot take.
Thank you for coming on. It was a
Mhm.
fun
Yeah.
one.
It's
Good
super
palate
hot.
cleanser.
I'm glad that I can surprise you with that. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, bye.
Giacomo's out here goading me.
Oh yeah, I absolutely got to goja. I got to make it fun. If anyone has a hot take they would like to share, please do so in the Discord chat. Now is the time to do so.
Yeah. Otherwise, we will close this one out.
Yeah. That's why we
Yeah.
gotta clean. Try to end on some good ones. And that
Yeah,
was a fun
absolutely.
one. We'll
That was a fun
do the Patreon park tier.
The Patreon Park tier.
Yeah, there you go. So you get a phone call at a random time.
Yeah.
At a random time. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun one with a personalized message.
Yeah. So, and I hit up. Yeah. There's, dude. I'll call random people sometimes. Sometimes if it has to deal with hobby, I'll hit somebody else up. It just depends. It depends on what the ADD brain is going through. Is
Right.
it a
What needs to be
rule?
done?
Is it? Do I need a bitch at somebody? Do I need a? Am I talking about hobby? I don't know. And there's different people for different outlets. You know what I mean? Sometimes I call people just to catch up. Sometimes I'm like, yo, Sheldon, how you doing? Cool. Like Giacomo, I typically call to be like, here's an idea, or I need a bitch about something,
Exactly.
Like it's one of the two. It's one of the two. Can you believe this rule? Like, look at this.
So climbing.
Yeah. Dude, I remember I called you for like a week straight about climbing.
Just about
you know
climbing.
What I mean? I was like, no. And then when you came over to my house and I showed you how climbing actually works,
dude, my brain.
You were like, oh,
I can't believe
I don't
this
like
is
this.
real.
But by the end of it, you were like, all right, it's not that bad.
It's still annoying though. It's a glitch inside a physical game. What's going on, dude?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We shouldn't have that. It should. I'm not going to complain about climbing right now. We already did that.
Yeah, and see, Matt is saying in a texting society, Dakotah's love language is phone calls. You see?
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah. See, I'm not a terrible guy. I'm just not a great guy, apparently. Because I don't.
If anything, this makes you great because you call.
Yeah,
that's where I will text most people.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It looks like that is about it here for our tabletop hot takes. When is going to be the next one, G? Let's see here. When could we in 2 weeks?
February's pretty big for you, right? You're pretty busy February?
I am busy, but I could probably do this again on the 23rd,
You want to do the 23rd?
Yeah, February 23rd for the next hot takes episode,
Yeah, we'll have some new ones there for y'all.
Yeah, maybe we'll get an FAQ by then, and then we'll be able to complain about that. What's interesting is that there's a whole data slate for this hot takes, and no one came on and complained about anything. They were just like, ban Murderwings.
That's what the culture is feeling right now in Kill Team. That's what they're feeling.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
I
don't know. This must have happened on Command Point. When I was gone, did this even touch our Discord at all?
I don't remember seeing it there, but I remember reading it somewhere else on like a YouTube thumbnail from a few people, and then like somewhere on Reddit. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna happen. But it's just the news. Maybe in 2 days we'll get something new.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah, we have I have a climbing video to make today or this week, and I think we're going to be coming out with a battle report. There should be some other stuff. I think tomorrow we should also be filming a battle report. So if you guys want to come back to Twitch, check that out. We should be filming something. I have no idea what team I'm playing. I usually don't find out until about 10 minutes before we actually start playing.
That's usually how it does.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. But it should be awesome. Thank you everyone for checking in. Thank you, Marty, for the subscribers. That was a lot. And then appreciate everyone else for chatting here and coming into our Discord and talking and stuff like that. Appreciate you. And shout out to Narrative. Our Narrative event was fire, this past weekend.
Yeah, part 3 coming out in May.
Yeah, coming out in May. So, and then the Boys Bash, dude. We should probably do like a whole podcast on just like that event. It'll probably flop hard on YouTube though.
It happens. It's part of the thing. But yeah, so again, thank you guys for tuning in. And if you are in the Southern California or nearby, we do have the Boys Bash coming up. That is our next event in March. Do you remember the dates for those?
For which one?
For the Boys Bash.
The Boys Bash, I think, is March 14th. Then right after that, that's an unformatted competitive event. That's going to be a very fun event. We have 2 golden tickets we're giving out for it. Unformatted competitive means that it is not just crit ops, right? We're going to have our own cards there, doing our own thing. Me and Giacomo are both going to be dressed as an orc. So if this is the first time you're going to meet us, just be aware. I'm not going to break character.
Okay? Yeah, we're not actually green.
Yeah, we're not actually green, It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're also going to be giving away gauges and prizes to anyone who brings an orc team, whether it's a converted 2 orcs or something like that. My goal is for every other podcast on the internet to look at the Boys Bash and be like, there's 40 players. Why did 30 people bring Rekka Crew? Or
that'd be such a good
and there was
Commandos make a comeback.
Yeah, and there's like 2 golden tickets on the line. What happened? That would be absolutely cinema. Absolutely cinema. So that's going to be fun. There's going to be crazy maps and a bunch of other stuff. It's mostly for fun, but it is competitive. So, it's going to be a good time. And then we have Pacific Skirmish, which is our standard competitive, which is April 11th. And then we have a May, our May event, which is going to be the last narrative, May 2nd. And then we're going to be doing BAO up in the Bay Area. And then we're going to be doing AVTT in June. So AVTT, I think Plasma's fans coming out with 1 or 2 teams. We have a bunch of people from the Bay Area coming up, a bunch of people from San Diego, might have somebody from Mexico. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time.
It'll be a great time.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you again for tuning in. We had a great time talking.
Hell yeah, we did. Rage bait everyone. That is the name of this episode. So
the rage bait.
The rage bait. Until next time, everyone.
See ya.
See ya.
The Squad Games Podcast is a production of Squad Games Entertainment. For more information on Squad Games, please visit our website at squadgames.net or check out our YouTube channel at Squad Games Entertainment.